Marty Ernest grew up growing cotton with his grandfather.
This land here has been in cotton for over 100 years.
He says the lack of crop rotation has taken a toll on the health of his soil.
They say by research that conventional till cotton is the worst crop and worst cropping system known to mankind as far as concerning soil health.
That's why in the mid-90s, when cotton prices dropped, Ernest began farming corn and soybeans and learning how to improve the health of his soil.
Our soils in this nation are becoming so degraded through erosion, through chemicals, through commercial fertilizers, synthetic fertilizers.
He works closely with the Natural Resources Conservation Service resource soil scientist Rachel Stout Evans to study soil health.
So Marty's doing several things. First of all, he's limited his disturbance by going no-till.
People think of a disc as breaking soil up, but it really does not. A disc in a field compacts it down in a layer of 2 or 3 inches deep.
Evans says not tilling allows the plant roots to break up the compacted soil.
It's just slowly healing over time with the plant roots and the microbes working together, producing organic matter, creating pore space, holding the particles together in a different way, holding the pore spaces open. You start to see how dark it is in this surface. That's where the organic matter is starting to accumulate. And he's getting the same results as he would as if he came in here with a disc and rode everything up and had a fluffy seed bed again. He's getting the same results after 7 years of increasing the organic matter.
Along with no-till, Ernest also plants winter cover crops.
With the vetch, with oats, cereal, rye, winter pea, and I think there was a turnip in there.
You know, you think about people that have flowers, the first thing they want to do is go buy mulch to put in that bed to cover that soil up.
He says covering the soil protects it from erosion and helps it to retain moisture.
We have last year's corn residue here in the field, and the row cleaners are taking it and just raking it to the sides. And what we have behind that is just a perfectly clean, very mellow, very moist seed trench here that we have perfect moisture under. You know, this is a natural mulch instead of, like I said earlier, people buying a mulch at Home Depot or Lowe's to put in their flower bed. We can't buy a mulch on 600 acres, but we can grow our mulch through cover crops.
Using crop diversity, rotating from corn to soybeans, also benefits his soil.
So he's got diverse root systems that are growing year-round. And with that, again, it's feeding the biology, and different plant roots have different structures. They may penetrate the soil in different ways. They're putting off different root exudates that bring in the different soil critters. So he's got diversity above and below ground because of that.
We've been bringing our organic levels back up about 1% every 4 to 5 years.
Which also helps his bottom line.
This is not a real pretty system that we're in, but you know, we're not out here working day in and day out for looks or to make things look pretty. We're here for profit.
Not only is his farm and his ground more resilient to the stresses of drought, of heat, of cold, his bottom line, his economics are more resilient to these ups and downs in the market. He can stand the low bean prices better because he doesn't have the inputs of fertilizer, he doesn't have the fuel inputs, he doesn't have the tractor costs.
And at the end of the day, he does it all with the future in mind.
I think it's a responsibility as farmers, we're stewards of the land, to leave the soil in better health than we found it, to the next generation that would rise up after us to leave it in better health than what we found it.
So it makes me excited to see that we're healing this ground and we're still being productive and producing food for the U.S. doing it.
For This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, I'm Taylor Fry.